Jimmy, straight into the teams then. Back row as it was last week against Racing Metro. And what a wonderful performance it was from Juan Smith. Stefan Armitage will be crucial. He was superb when they met at the King's Pound Stadium earlier in the season. Toulouse board partners Nicolas Sanchez at 10. Mermoz and Bastero, no, Matt Giteau. He's suffering from that groin injury, although he did play last week. It's precautionary, I think, more than anything else, but it's not a bad centre partnership, is it? And then Brian Habana, Lee Halfpenny and Drew Mitchell. Lee Halfpenny training earlier on, didn't miss a single kick at goal. Well, Ulster ravaged by injuries. It's a whole new front row. Andy Warwick, Rob Herring and Ross on the tight head. O'Connor and Van der Merwe in the second row. The South African is back to bolster, and how important his return at scrum time. Roger Wilson captains from number 8 alongside Michael McCormish and Clive Ross. It's familiar half-back pairing of Ruan Pienaar and Paddy Jackson. It's familiar look in the centres as well, with Stuart Olding at 12, Darren Cave at 13. Cave playing his 150th appearance for the province, a proud day for him. Jared Payne, his first start at fullback so far this season. No Bow, no Trimble. Louis Ludick and Mike Allen are the wingers. Just 2 props on the champions bench when they normally have 3. Just more firepower out wide with Rudy Wolff and David Smith lying in wait. And it's a good looking 8 for Ulster, but they may only be used if they have a sniff around the 60-minute mark. Well, of course, last May, Toulon joined that elite band that only Leinster and Leicester are in by winning the prestigious Heineken Cup back-to-back. Now they want a third unprecedented straight title. Never been beaten here at the Stade Félix Mayol in the 12 European games they have played here at top level. They can blow you away in the first half an hour, Dowie. Ulster cannot afford to let them do that. They've said this week, Ulster, they've got nothing to lose, but by the end it may be about pride.
Well, that's what Neil Doak says, and I don't agree, actually. Firstly, they do the match, and secondly, you just mentioned it, it is their pride. They're up against it. You talked about their supporters around the town. They're going to feel the heat, and this man also feels the heat. The Pilo Pilo.
Well, if the crowd went up for this game, they certainly will be now. Pilu Pilu rings out here on a stunning day in the coaches' year. Leighton Hodges is the referee for this one. Party atmosphere, plenty of Ulster fans have made the trip over for what they thought might be a crucial fixture. Looks like it's going to be one-way traffic for Toulon, but Ulster need to stand up and fight. Young squad there brought over here. It's time to sink or swim.
Ready?
It is a fearsome sight
Right,
to
ready?
with their rugby superstars from around the world here in their backyard in near perfect conditions, hoping to wrap up a quarter-final spot this afternoon, and the first team to do so. Roger Wilson, the Ulster captain, takes the kick up, and immediately Ulster get the penalty. So important, the likes of Roger Wilson this afternoon, Dowie.
Again, a good take from Roger, and that's what they'll need. They'll need a little bit of experience. Paddy Jackson starting out on his international career, and you mentioned it, Johnny, the anthem for Ulster, stand up and fight. And if they don't take the fight to Toulon, they could find themselves being pushed back into the Mediterranean. So they'll need the likes of Wilson, like you said, just to gain some yardage, get a little bit of platform, because they've got good backs out there.
Thank you. You have to release, yeah. Yeah, kick it off, yeah.
Dylan Armitage, one of those players missing for Toulon, serving that ban, of course. Rather unsavoury comments overheard by Leicester fans. Good win for Leicester last night, wasn't it? Bonus point win for them. And it's a good win at the line-out. It's an area that Ulster struggle with. They did against Treviso last week towards the back end of the game. In fact, the set piece in general has struggled somewhat. There's Jared Payne. He's knocked it on. First time in the number 15 shirt this season for Jared Payne.
And again, just forcing a little bit too much. It was good to see again Wilson straight in at the contact area, securing that ball. And again, Ulster would like to play with a little bit of width. But you're right, Johnny, the set piece did let them down in Treviso. 3 throws right at the end when they were going for the game and, you know, going for a bonus point. And they did that early in the second half, where I think they should have gone for the points. And Treviso had to come out then and have a reaction. But they won the game. They're still in the Pro 12. Obviously fighting for that top 4 place. But it looks like, obviously, European glory has gone away from them. But they need to play today. Because, like we said, no one gives them a chance. And this is where it hurts them most, is in the scrum. But that's not too bad from Ulster.
Not bad at all. Andrew Warwick in that front row with Rob Hanging. And Bronson Ross will do well to find a forward gear, won't they, this afternoon against the likes of Girardo and Ciocchi and Castro Giovanni. Internationals all. Over 500 caps there in that starting 15 for Toulon.
560, Johnny.
Mitchell. Castro Giovanni almost up to that 22. They're lining up outside. Juan Smith. Mitchell goes into scrum half, but leaves it to the man with 9 on his back. It's Toulouse Sport. It's Mermoz. It's Sanchez. It's try number 1 for the champs. At times, they just play scintillating rugby. So many superstars who know the right thing to do at the right time.
Well, again, it's their sort of brutish beauty, isn't it, with the sun on the backs, Toulon. And really, you've got to say that Ulster's defence are the proverbial 6s or 7s. They don't quite know what's happening. It's just big runner after big runner, and really Hull just opening up, and that's inexcusable this early in a game. When you're getting a little bit tired at the latter stages, you could understand it, but not the best start from Ulster. Matt Gitto, the little genie, looks on. He's not required today because Sanchez has just scored a try. Half penny's converted, and as we thought, as we dreaded from an Ulster point of view, it's looking like one-way traffic. If you're going to pick holes like that or leave holes like that, Ulster, you're going to be under your post more than most this afternoon.
Yeah, and Halfpenny adds the 2, as you would expect from in front of the post. Lee Halfpenny back fully fit now, isn't he? Bit of a run-in with Murat Boujala earlier in the season about his injury. It's a groin injury, wasn't it? Looks fully firing now, though, Lee Halfpenny. And who's won 55 caps away, 53 of them as a starter. Toulouse Sport, the crowd again appealing for a high tackle. Juan Smith. Ulster need to make their first up tackles here, or it could turn into one-way traffic.
Ominous signs once again. The balance of the team is outstanding. Obviously the experience is there, and that's what you get for your cash. Not only the quality of the players, but the experience. They've got World Cup winners, Super Rugby winners, European winners, obviously winning it twice. The referee's just having a word with Roger and the Ulster lads just to keep the tackling down. At least they're bringing men down. But again, I always say a good player is one that sort of just pops up wherever he is and he actually just plays the game. They just know where to play, whether you've got a 6 or 7 on your back, and number 2 on your back, and number 1. They love this offloading game, and it's the power. That's what happens. It's the power round the corner, time and time again, which saps your energy.
He retired now, didn't he? 31 months out of the game, yes. Juan Smith.
He has been, as we see some of this back his boat, I think he hurt a finger against Racing, so he's not required. Yeah, 31 months out of the game. I think Bacchus had a word with him, come and play over in the south of France, and he hasn't looked back. Armitage gets the headlines most of the time. Juan Smith has been outstanding.
That line-out being called by Jose Suter in the absence of Ali Willis. Ali Willis really stiff back, spoke to him earlier on. Melly talking about his time at Nottingham actually with Martin Haag. But he's got a stiff back. He always calls the line and then Suter translates anyway.
What translates into French? With all these lads that are fluent French speakers in the pack.
There's a couple of them.
There's a couple there today, isn't there? But again, Ulster doing well, holding that ball up. initially trying to choke tackle. It did get on the floor, but
Both
Leighton
sides,
Hodges
stay
has
down,
deemed that
okay?
it's a turnover,
Straight.
and that's what they'll need.
Straight.
And that's actually what they weren't very good at the Kingspan Stadium when Toulon visited them. Was the turnovers absolutely killed them. 20 turnovers in that game. They just couldn't get any position on the field. And again, we talked about the power, Johnny, and that's what does for sides, especially over here. But when they go on the road, they'll play the same way. It's very effective.
Really, that solitary win against the Scarlets in round 3 for Ulster. Who bobbles out. Leighton Hodges on the other side, so I think play will continue.
Backwards off red.
Went backwards from Toulon, so play is allowed to go on. It's Armitage into Suter in that second row in the absence of Ali Williams. Suter, Vitar Fifanoa. There he is. Huge man, Castro Giovanni, Sanchez, Juan Martin Hernandez, not registered for this tournament. He was at 10 last week. We debated all week, didn't we, Dow, who would be 10, 12, 13?
I didn't know actually that he hadn't been signed, but I tell you what, he played superbly, and he can go in and out of games, as we know, with that guy, but he's not allowed to here. There's a team within a team. Gitto leads the forwards. I think Heyman does a bit in the backs. They're not allowed not to perform, as we see.
Bastro annoyed. He didn't get the ball because he was on a brilliant line. You may remember that's when Macho Bastro announced himself to the rugby world, didn't he, when he was in a Stade Francais shirt a few years ago now against Ulster. It was back in the 2008-2009 season. Marceau. So much composure out there. Sanchez sees some space. Payne has to come across, and the referee is coming back. And the crowd don't like it because Lee Halfpenny is dotting down underneath the sticks.
And this is where Johnny Bell's defensive policy and patterns have to stay true to their word. Sanchez, there's nothing in that actually. You've got to admire Bronson Ross, the Kiwi, just stands there and he runs into it. You are going to buy it at 10, isn't it? We see it so many times. He will appeal for the penalty, and the bounce of the rugby ball puts Halfpenny in, but they've come back for an infringement early on, and Penny will go for the goal, I'm sure, just to build the lead. This is what they do, the professional way of doing it. If a try comes along, fine. If not, get down the kill zone, get your points.
They do like to get out into a lead and stay there. All the big French teams like doing that. Just to go all statty on you for a moment, Darry, they scored 14 tries in the first half of their home games in the top 14. That's the same as Clermont Stade Francais, up with 17. So it's that getting out to a lead, teams coming to your home patch and saying, no, you're not going to be in the game, and then looking after that lead. Halfpenny looks to just increase that lead now up to 10 points. Fabulous kick of the rugby ball. Shows it again there.
That's where I think Dylan Armitage will be playing on the wing when he comes back from his ban, because this guy, when he's in, well, he's invariably never not in the vein of kicking that ball. He's just metronomic. We know Wilkinson's like that. But again, if Toulon are going to go and do things in the top 14, if they are going to win a third successive European Cup, they're going to need that guy to kick his goals. And at the moment, like I said, practicing, he didn't miss one. He hasn't missed one yet. He's superb.
79% coming into this game. It's 2 from 2 already this afternoon for Lee Halfpenny. Paddy Jackson to Rob Herring, no Rory Best today. Purely that saving those players, the likes of Boat, likes of Gilroy, Rory Best as well for the visit of the Tigers next week or beyond in their Pro 12 campaign. Of course, Treviso at home the next game and then Edinburgh away. They are in the hunt, aren't they, in fifth?
Yeah, definitely in the hunt. In the Pro 12, they're out of this one, and I've got to say there's enormous support come out from Ulster, and a lot of the guys the supporters didn't sort of see the logic of leaving the likes of Best. And
it's a fabulous pass, you say now, from the open side. Michael McCormish, it's only his 5th top-level European game. He hasn't played in the Champions Cup so far this season, and you're here at the home of the champions, having conceded an early try. That is some composure to think about that pass, let alone execute it. And Paddy Jackson Can't add the two, but that would have pleased these travelling fans. You say now, there's plenty of them over here, plenty of them bleary eyes this morning as well.
It's quite a few in our hotel. I told them you have to get back on the horse, get out there, let's hear your noise, let's hear you from the stands. And they didn't have to do a great deal about this, Ulster. Just hold on to the ball, retain the ball. They make the mistake. Halfpenny tries to come in McCormick, but Sanchez, by dropping out, allows that gap to open up, and Paddy Jackson says thanks very much. Like I said, a good response. That's better. Doak will be happy with that. And all of a sudden, they may not think that these guys are superhuman. Then they're dropping the ball. That was a good kick and chase, and that's it. They're in the right area. The game has just slightly turned.
Smart sewing.
Time off.
Uncharacteristic mistake from him, isn't it?
As you see, the number 8's dropped back there, but the sun is going down on the right-hand side, so it would have been directly into the sun. But you know, you should take that. But that's just what you want after you scored a try. You get straight back down there. You're in a good position. And like I said, these Ulster may be struggling a little bit as the Toulon coaching staff looks on, as far as the experience in the forwards, the ball carrying potential there. But in the backs, like Payne, Cave, Olding, Jackson, they can all do a bit. They can do more than a bit, obviously.
Bernard Laporte, man in charge of all these superstars, and it has been put to them, isn't it? They come down here for the money. Know all about the vast and large checkbook that Murad Boujal has, but he's recreated something here that they've lost for many years. Competitive team, far more than that, aren't they, really? But to win a third title straight now would surely banish those accusations of just being money-grabbing mercenaries.
Bind!
I think that's gone with winning when they win the French title, and obviously back-to-back Europeans. You know, if you pay your money and get success, that's it.
Ball is out.
Did the double last season, top 14 title. Wonderful hands from Sanchez. Back-to-back Heineken Cups, top 14 title last year. Jim Mitchell just has the ball knocked out of his hand by Ludic. Jim Mitchell's gone down, injury to his left shoulder. And Toulon are back on their 22.
Off red.
And Ulster getting themselves right back into this game.
That word fight, Johnny. That word, you got to do it. They're coming at you, hit them down. Two arms, two legs like everyone else.
Good release.
Tealess board is in, and then just see that Armitage straight in. The pressure comes on, and that's good from Olding. Allowing himself just to get in there between the body.
I'll give you time.
Between the two red players. You can see Halfpenny calling for it. Olding's in there. Boom, and then move the ball away. It's good play. Payne straight away into the midfield. Get into your forwards.
And this is the area. It's kind of moments when Ulster have to get it right. They've got the line out right. Only Treviso have the worst line out in this competition so far. Cave tried to give the offload, didn't he? Now Lee Halfpenny says there's space down there, and he's screaming after it as well. McComish has done brilliantly well. The man who gave the try scoring pass is back there now. Paddy Jackson finds Jared Payne. Space for a moment. Stefan Armitage has a little dabble. Stefan Armitage to add to his 9 turnovers so far in this competition. Sanchez again. Breathless game, isn't it? Paddy Jackson. No excuse to the sun for Paddy Jackson.
As Masoe makes the mistake a couple of minutes ago, you can't do this. Oh dear, Paddy. You just allow this big red bus now to just park itself in the 22.
It's a big bus, isn't it? Too long to go around in.
There's a bit of beef down there. Had a bit of beef last night, to be honest. That was very nice, but
it's a wonderful experience, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Talking to a few of the Ulster fans and to get to the centre of the ground early. Murad Boujal walks his troops from the bus into the bows of the stand here.
Crouch!
It is all the Toulon fans.
It's like
a tunnel, don't they?
It's like a pantomime, and he's the pantomime villain comes off, and he's got his big bouncers around him, and then these guys come and it is superb.
Stay.
Scrum is solid for Toulon. Toulouse ball waits. They're trying to straighten it back up. Penalty coming to Toulon.
All right.
Sanchez is smashed. Referee is still playing some advantage. Shuan Smith, Toulon Sport. Halfpenny. Plenty of defenders in front of him. So Halfpenny says, "Oh, I'll just knock it forward for Habana," and he chases down
Where was the offside?
his fellow countryman, and Pinar, and there's a nice moment there between the Springboks.
Okay.
We'll get winners.
Okay,
Lovely.
first
Sanchez
defence,
is
scrum breaking
having
up.
an armchair ride.
Second
That's
defence,
good.
13
Again,
offside.
good tackling. There's no
13 is
problem
more
there. Jackson's a little bit
Penalty
miffed
here.
with him dropping that ball
Offside.
that he should have
white
taken,
13.
but again, he's
First
White
defence
are
is
offside. They're
scrum
too
coming up.
quick off the
Second
line.
defence is offside.
And this should have been easy. Well, it will be an easy 3 points for Halfpenny, and again, the lead will be building.
I don't think there was enough.
But again, it's sensible play from Halfpenny. Like I said, Habana's called it. Ruan Pino sweeping like every good nine should do, cutting off that risk into that corner, but coming off the line. And again, they have to try and press as much as they possibly can, Ulster, to stop Toulon having the time on the ball, because if you give these guys with experience out there, they will carve you apart.
Tried last week against Treviso and Pinar. They scored some really nice tries, and in patches this season they have been really good. Also, it's the 80-minute performance that they have been struggling to put together. This man doesn't struggle to put together kicks, does he? Three more for the Welshmen, 3 more for the champions.
I think that's what does every side, really. It's the consistency. I think Leicester have been struggling a little bit, even though they had that lovely big win last night. That gives them hope. Ravenhill next week, that will be an interesting encounter. But yeah, you've got to play for the full 80 minutes, and they did play well for those first 40 against Treviso, 3 tries, and they just went off script. You know, they went for, as I said before, they went for the touchline and going for the catch and drive rather than the poles.
Quarter-finalists, of course, in the last 2 years of Heineken Cup, and of course that final back in 2012. But they have lost a lot of leaders within the side. The retirements of Muller, Stephen Ferris, Paddy Wallace, Chris Henry, of course, out with a heart condition.
Henderson, Nick Williams, we could go on, and big players. I mean, big key ball-carrying players that buys you and your team, time. So they know they're up against it. They're ravaged with injuries, but injuries. But it's a great opportunity for the youngsters to come in and say, right, yeah, we're up against the best. We want to try and be the best, and sometimes it can work. And as long as they keep the ball in the right areas and do the right thing and don't get isolated and don't have too many turnovers, you could be within this game come the last 20.
This side, yeah.
Let's see the full injury list then. Derek Tui as well. Herbs, McCloskey.
Number 13 making the tackle whilst on the floor.
Luke Marshall out with concussion as well. So that it's been a long injury list all season, but generally that quarter-final against Saracens to knock the wind out of their sail, of course.
McCloskey, yeah, sorry, I'm just going down the list again. It did. I mean, have they really recovered from Jared Payne and that sending off in a game that they thought it could have been Ulster's, it could have been, could what's if maybes, but they've got to put that aside. Other teams have injuries. I mean,
33-10 Saracens. I think Munster earlier on today on 17 match points. Of course, they'll have to go to Marcel Michelin next week.
Right.
Ulster here.
See a good setup here. Ball at the back. They've tried to sack it Toulon, but they keep moving.
Cornish at the back. Pinar directing operations. So brilliant at it. Armitage just come round, but he may not be able to do anything about it. Ulster fighting back yet again. Leighton Hodges says it's advantage. Ulster think they've scored a try, but Leighton Hodges has walked back 5 metres.
Just
and that was a muscular effort from Ulster. It really was. Not many people
can you hear me?
do that to Toulon.
He's a big unit, isn't he? Cornish there, and he had a good platform in front of him. It's all about platform.
If there's no try, it's going to be a penalty 6-side entry, okay?
It's going to be a penalty, and you can hear
that's all you need to know, okay?
Talking there. It's going to be a penalty 6-side in the side.
Simo, can you
did
hear
anyone get this down?
It's try yes or no,
Almost
please.
with 7, the blonde guy there.
Yeah, thank you.
You can see he's down, but you can't see from that angle. And I don't think you'll be able to see from that angle or this angle.
Gareth Simmons, the television match official in the host broadcaster's truck. Just a short patch of land between the stadium here and the sea.
It's interesting because all the Ulster forwards are back on the halfway line as we see replay after replay. Paddy Jackson's gone to get the ball. He thinks they're trying to kid the TMO maybe. This is an angle. Is this an angle?
But it's the question, isn't it, Dowie? Try yes or no, not is there any reason I can't award the try? And the question that has been asked is try yes or no.
You can see the ball down there, and if that's the...
So it's a tight one for me to call from here. So
it's a difficult one because Pienaar, as you would, applaud to the referee, we've got it down. The ball is on the floor, it's whether it's over the line. And again, you will not be able to see from this angle. You can see the ball. Keep watching. Keep watching. Roll it on. There it is. McCormash is down on the ball. That ball is grounded. It's whether we've got an angle. There it is. There's no problem. His fingers underneath it, but that ball has gone down. It's whether it's on or over the line or touching the line is enough. I don't know again whether we'll see from this angle.
We're going to see from there, are we?
But you've got to say, Leighton Hodges is in possibly the best position.
And he walked away immediately, Dowie. It's probably an important point to make.
Well, the crowd don't like this because obviously they believe it hasn't been grounded, but they can't see. His replay's been shown in the stadium, so that's why they're voicing or whistling their opinions.
There's 2 big screens here. One of them new down to our right-hand side.
Here we go.
And they award the try.
Hey!
It has been awarded. It has been awarded. And look at the reaction of Mike McCormash.
We all like an underdog, don't we? Glum, sullen faces. Long way to go, as you say, but 2 tries so far in this game for Ulster. Just 1 for Toulon. Well. Well. There's a cabinet meeting going on.
Crowd unhappy, whistling, not Paddy Jackson in an unsporting fashion, but the decision by the referee and the television match official, Gareth Simmons. It was this angle, wasn't it, Dowie?
It was, and it was a good catch and drive initially. You could see Castro Giovanni trying to bring it down, but they kept the control, kept the patience. He's a big lad. I remember we were down pitch side when he came past us. So his strength at the back and his driving ability, superb. And that's gone forward. And turnover.
Advantage
and it's
over.
Jared Payne and Ulster. We spoke, didn't we, before the game, just how teams can be blown away here. We were here round 1 last year when Glasgow visited Dowie.
Best 40 minutes of rugby I have seen from a side, not only Toulon, from a side. Unbelievable stuff.
Virtually a point a minute. Pierre Mignoni gets his opinions and the instructions onto the field because Toulon are in a real fight here. Only 23 minutes gone, but it's 13 points to 10. 2 tries to Ulster. I was talking to Halloween, as I said earlier on, as the man who's calling the line out in his absence, Suter, takes the line out, saying, well, we're one of those teams that performs when we need to perform. We're just doing enough. Ludic, fullback last week on the right wing this week. He's going to turn that ball over.
Sorry, Johnny, he's hurt himself as well. He's very brave going down on that ball. The South African, I think, is in a lot of pain.
Okay.
But again, it's interesting to see what's happening with Toulon. They try and take the ball from the line and drive a little bit, boom, and then they offload. And you put pressure on Sanchez, he can go, and all of a sudden he's squirting these passes out that are bobbling all over the place.
They were in possession, okay? And going forward.
They're in this game.
They're on possession on the floor.
He's been put under a huge amount of pressure, isn't he?
Smash him, get into
Sanchez.
Get into the 10.
Okay.
He's saying that Unahan just coming closer for the pass.
I mean, Ulster got pinged for going up too quickly in the line, but I would keep going and going and going. You can just see there That's halfpenny, nothing. Obviously, it's not malicious in
white
there, but
ball.
sometimes you've got to commit yourself and you will
It's
get
an
a
error.
stray knee.
White had possession
He
of
has
the
got
ball
a
on the
stray
floor.
knee right in the
It then becomes
kidneys,
unplayable
right in
and
the
white
back.
are going forward.
Hopefully
It's
he's
a white
fine. He'll
scrum,
just
okay? Captain.
may have just winded him as well. And like you said, he's a good step in 15. He played there last week, but needs must. He's on the wing. He was at 15 last week, and there's there's Lobe, one of the best back row forwards I've seen. Of course, he went off, didn't he, after the first minute at Ravenhill. And Gitto after about 25 minutes. So, but they had a bit of experience to bring on.
Alexander Vinidi alongside him as well, one of the 5 players named in the Philip Saddle-Jay's French Six Nations squad. Guardo another, Fifanoa another, Toulouse Board and Bastro as well. Ludic, it's nasty.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? We're looking at the bench. We've got 2 scrum halves, Marshall and Heaney. Humphreys is a 10. I mean, Payne can move up or whatever, but you wouldn't want this early on in the game, would you?
Absolutely not. No recognised outside back, as you say. And Paul Marshall has got some serious pace about in the scrum half. There's nobody warming up for Ulster at the moment below us. You might see it. Humphreys actually just taking the tracksuit off, wearing 22. Bougel out. They sportingly claps. It's very shaky indeed, Louis Ludic.
Okay.
That's a shame.
It's going to be
that
here,
really
like
is a
Freddie was,
shame.
Hence why we couldn't do.
Humphreys will be coming on. We'll have to see where he comes on. Probably the wing.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Ludic involved in all 5 of the Championship Cup games for Ulster this season. At fullback, it's the first time he's been pushed out onto the wing with Jared Payne.
I think Humphreys is looking at the coaching staff. Where? Wing? What? Where do you want me to go?
What, opposite Brian Habana?
Michalak. He's still injured, isn't he?
Let's come back. Time back
Certainly
on.
is.
It's unplayable.
Yeah, just
White
gave
in
that
possession
shoulder.
going forward, white scrum.
Same shoulder he had the operation on the beginning of last season. Been out for a while. That's why Sanchez, who was signed earlier on in the season, of course, Martin Hernandez as well. With James O'Connor going back to the Reds.
It looks like Payne has gone to the wing.
Crouch!
Paddy Jackson standing out on the right, and Humphreys has moved on to the left-hand side. We can't see it. Obviously,
Set!
I can see it from commentary position, but Payne is definitely on the right. Jackson's moved to just outside Pienaar now, and he's about to get the ball if he doesn't kick it.
Good scrum
Gone down by
for
Red.
that Ulster
Terrible kick.
front row. Pienaar will say that he knew the penalty was
Down
coming.
by Red.
Annoyed with himself. He was practicing those before the game, and
Collapse
a couple of
Red.
them were going that way. Scrum collapse though, isn't it? And it's Xavier Chocky.
And you can see Pienaar, he's overcooked this one. They have got the wind at the back. There's a bit of a breeze out there.
Is how dare the wind blight what is a perfect day for rugby.
It's a bit cold.
It does come off the sea, doesn't it? Open stand on our right-hand side.
See, you've got your duffel coat on. I'm just in normal t-shirt. It's not that cold, but again, he wouldn't have liked that, but he could come back for
Red.
the initial penalty from that scrum, and that's good, and that's what they've got to do. Also, you've got to stay in the game and take everything that's possibly coming, and that was a good hit. I'll take the word hit out of it. That's a better scrum, holding in there. They folded in, Chocky's folded in, the referee's seen it, and again, good position.
And Andy Sheridan, of course, side as Xavier Chocky, Menini filling in that #1 shirt. Good run from Mike Allen.
Great run, ball back inside.
Vantage Red.
Loose
Two
passes
knock-ons,
flying
first
around
white, second
for
red.
both teams.
First knock on white, second red.
You have to say, it's hats off to Ulster for trying to play some rugby in the face of
Red ball.
this Toulon side.
First knock on
Without a doubt, Darren Cave unfortunately couldn't hold on to that. That's the break
Red ball.
from Michael Allen, and that's what you want. Ball back inside against the grain, forwards quickly to there, quick ruck ball. Paddy Jackson spinning these balls out flat, and sometimes, you know, you think you've won the game before, you just have to turn up. Bastro has been incredibly quiet. He was outstanding against Racing. No, he didn't play against Racing the week before, sorry. He's a handful, to say the least, but he's been incredibly quiet out there today because they've just not had the momentum. And fair credit to Ulster, they've just got a bit of territory. They got a bit of ball and scored those 2 tries.
Bernard Laporte just warming up the hairdryer as he speaks for half-time.
I think they need a bit more of this. Chris Masoe, the captain, said, right, we've had enough of that. Let's get the crowd on the side. Let's get a bit of go forward.
They've gone quiet as well there. It's a really good point. They do feed off it. Every side does, of course, but they have been quiet here. It's because Ulster have come right back into this game and said, we're not just going to lie down and allow the champions to grab a quarter-final spot straight away.
Well, you thought for the worst, didn't you, when Sanchez scored that first try and it just basically opened up. There was gaps all over the place. And we think, well, come on, lads, play, you've got to stick in this, and they've done it. They've responded superbly. And now this has got to be as clean as possible. Herring's got to hit his man. There's two big second rows out of Van der Merwe's a good lad. Alan O'Connor, big piece. That's a good line out.
Taken in.
Only loss, of course, against Leicester at Welford Road for Toulon.
Off his boot.
13 match points coming into this game, but better match points against Leicester, and that will come into it. Should need be. Leicester will visit Ulster next week. Toulon will go to the Scarlets.
No, by the side, no problem, no by the side.
They're just standing so flat. This is the way Toulon like to play, and then they just offload from the big forwards. But at the moment, they're just so pedestrian that Ulster can just pick them off. And
ball is there.
they turn the ball over.
And O'Connor saw it. It's Darren Cave tries to kick through. Paddy Jackson offloads.
Taken in.
Holding. It's downtown. Mitchell has to shield that son. Thought that Basso was going to take the pass. Mitchell thought so as well, because he created from a 3-on-3 to a 3-on-1. Macho Basso just doesn't seem to be at the races so far this afternoon.
No, slightly out of sorts. Things aren't happening for Toulon. Everyone's looking around, asking someone else to do the right thing. You see Mitchell, the sun's coming strong, but you're right, he makes this into a good move. Unfortunately, Halfpenny overruns him. But Olding did the right thing there, using his experience as a 10. He's playing obviously centre today. Get the ball back, don't mess around it in your 22, just hoof it down, and hopefully they make a mistake, and they have. Ulster in the right part of the field again.
Marcus here, like, if you want to come on the mark, let's come over here. Yeah? Who's just left of you?
Of course, visit to the male. Majority of these Ulster players, first time these two have been in the same European pool. Of course, 23-13 it was back in round 2 in October. It was a fully professional away victory for the champions. With the King's Pat, here's Olding.
Another good scrum, so get it in, get it out. No, don't mess around with it. And now they've lost the ball.
To look after that ball, though, don't they? Habana comes away.
Advantage over.
And I think Jackson's down now on that right-hand side, holding his. It looks like his arm, and he looks like a lot of pain. And I hope it's not as bad as it looks.
No,
do have seasons like it, don't you? When you players just drop like flies. Of course, Herbston and Tui injured last week. Girardo, Sanchez has got Mitchell outside it, puts the boot on it. Pienaar. Played against each other in the Rugby Championship for their countries. Sanchez and Pienaar. Cave. Payne takes on the kicking responsibilities. It's not found touch. It's found another South African. Smith. Masoe. Not seen him drop the ball so much for a long time. Bastero trundling up that wing. Habana. Brian Habana settles his crowd down, settles the team down.
Ulster down to 14 guys because Paddy Jackson is just creeping off the field. Looks like a bad injury to his arm, so they were down one man on that far side. I'd like to see that again. It won't matter, but I think that pass was forward. Flat at best. But again, it just comes out of nothing. The sweep goes out, you can see where Jackson's injured, and the first time Bastro does something, there's a man over there, they use that well. Look at Banner. Banner is in front. Banner is in front of Bastro. There has to be a forward pass. But the referee was so far behind. That looks that doesn't look too backward anyway, from Armitage to Bastero, but we won't see it from that angle. It won't matter, because again, Hodges has given the try, and Pino, I've got to say, has earned his corn. He's been everywhere, sweeping up from the back, trying to tackle people, and that's not a great sight.
Van der Merwe tried to tackle Banner as well. It's really sad to see Paddy Jackson going off, holding that left shoulder. It's in real discomfort. Not a cleaner strike from Halfpenny. It's still 2 points, and it's another score from their own half, and Toulon like to do that. It's the 6th try from their own half in this competition.
Sorry, Johnny, we can see here maybe how.
I just watched it. The pass is flat.
What has happened? I can hear Leighton Hodges. Leighton Hodges, the referee, saying, "I saw it. The pass was flat." So I think somebody's asked him. Doesn't matter, but that's not a good sign. I hope it's not as bad as it looks. All the medical staff around there is in good hands. So what it does, obviously, due to Ulster, Humphreys now definitely moves to 10. And I think, is it Marshall, scrum half? It is Paul Marshall's on the right wing.
Really sticky plaster over this Ulster side at the moment. Should have built a bigger treatment room, because it has been that full all season. And also, of course, won't want to make that the excuse for having a poor showing in this Champions Cup by their own standards.
Well, interesting, Marshall now has come to the left wing. Michael Allen has gone to the right wing, so it's all change.
A change on the scoreboard as well, isn't it? 20 points to 10. It's far more of a cushion for Toulon. Humphreys, of course, will slot in at 10 now.
They've just got to keep the patterns, and that's good from Humphreys, mixing it up. Again, the wind is with Ulster at the moment, so they've got a little bit of advantage there. Just get a good chase up there, and we've seen how Toulon can fumble the ball.
The ball is there.
We're in about second gear at the moment, Toulon, aren't they?
Scored a try against Ulster at the King's Pan, didn't he? Brian Habana scored one against Ulster here on home turf. Bastro suddenly just sparks into life, and so does Mitchell, and Mermoz thought he should have got the ball when Mitchell put it inside to Armitage. But it's that offloading ability again from Toulon, just changing the point of attack.
And it starts from this guy, Johnny. 2 guys into the tackle, that's Wilson, and they just get the ball out. He gets his arms free because he's such a big unit. Again, it's the intricacies of the passing game, offloading game, that really wasn't on for Mermoz. But that's what makes it, and then you've got a big back row forward on your shoulder. Drew Mitchell has passed that ball almost before he's caught it, and that's what they can do. But again, like I said, they're in second gears. Doak looks on. He'll be proud with his efforts from his nearly the first 40.
Almost 20-year association with the province. Neil Doak, 76 caps, inverted commas for Ulster.
It's a new coaching setup, isn't it? You know, Davy Humphreys is down at Gloucester, so you know everything needs time to bed in. And then on top of that, you put all the injuries. Look, everyone's learning in this game. Again.
Sanchez slips it through. He got the call from Mitchell, didn't he? Jared Payne just hurries a kick away in the end. Of course, the man played in the 13 shirt for Ireland in the autumn internationals.
But who's there again? Comes off an Ulster player, as every good 9 should be watching this. Any sort of youngsters watching, a good 9 should be sweeping. There's another good 9, but he's playing on the left wing.
Bastero. Toulon Sport now. It's Suter and Toulon are looking for something more. Looking for some more of those offloads. Only Toulouse have offloaded on average more than Toulon in this competition so far. up against Bath, of course, tomorrow, Toulouse. Sanchez, they are going to score another one, are they? It's Bastero rolling his way to the line.
No tackle, just a leg.
Why run and dive when you can roll? Try number 3 for Toulon.
There are many varied ways to score a try. Davy Smith looks on. He said, I could have done that better. Sanchez is proving a little bit of a pain, isn't he, for the Ulster defence? He's just getting there, and that's the way to do it. He's built like a barrel, and the barrel is rolled over. 1, 2, 3. Well, there you go. 3 tries already. Again, they haven't been at their best so far, but they just seem when they need just to up it a little bit, an extra %, you know, Juan Smith makes the actual bust up the middle, and all of a sudden it becomes too easy. Again, with those 2 serious injuries to Ulster, they've been pulled apart slightly.
Not missed. Halfpenny this afternoon. Still down to 6. Little 6, Culhayman, regular captain. A light ripple of applause from the All Black, retiring at the end of the season, of course, alongside Ali Williams. I was talking about going back to New Zealand and playing, but he's going to retire, Culhayman. And how he dearly loved to retire with unprecedented 3rd European title.
And I read something that you thought a World Cup might be nice as well. That could be quite interesting on selection. Hanson's selection for the All Blacks, because he's playing some good stuff over here. He's playing with a lot of talent, mind you.
And when you're playing around those kind of players, you up your game. You're talking about
Well, it's
Hernandez earlier.
Yeah.
Same for him.
It's the influence of,
Thank you.
we see it throughout the Premiership and the Pros,
White off,
the influence of
beyond the ball.
big
White,
experienced South Africans, Kiwis, and invariably they do enhance the side. And Buck Shelford at Northampton, Tim Rodwell learned a tremendous amount from that great forward and became a great forward himself. So, you know, it rubs off, you're right.
Final minute of this first half then.
Now there's
New
some,
wave of boots.
that's going back 20 years now. They're the ankle boots. Probably weigh about 3 ounces though, those. Very fashionable.
Look at the down bow, the was strength and conditioning coach about them. Those new fangle dangle boots. Steel toe caps the nose there, eh?
Do they make them any faster?
And they're not using a leather ball either.
Yeah, bum bum.
Marceau.
He's still carrying for Toulon though, isn't he? Straight out in the midfield, their go-to man.
Holding on to it as well now. Sanchez. Halfpenny was there, and luckily, Shockey didn't really fancy it, did he? And then it's kicked ahead by Armitage, and they will take the knock on. Ulster looking to turn that ball over. 27 points to 10. 3 tries already in the bag for Toulon as Bernard Laporte goes down to the changing room for his half-time chat.
Scrum, white ball.
2 tries for Ulster, so they've played their part in this.
If they were to get the bonus point win, Toulon, here this afternoon, it would be the first team into those quarter-finals.
Straight and square, both sides.
Still with a round of games to go. Bernard Laporte and Freddie Michalak.
Crouch!
Long lost friends.
Bind!
So long, Freddie Michalak.
Set!
Peanut, one last scrum for Ulster, and it's a free kick for them. Does Peanut want to do? Roger Wilson
Wrong
says.
timing.
Pop it out and we'll have a cup of tea. Peanut puts it into the corner. Mitchell has to go back. Stacking that over the line, isn't he?
And that will be
Walks it out, and that is half-time. And Toulouse, the champions, started so brightly. Ulster came back with 2 tries, but then Toulon have put the pedal on the metal. 27-10 at half-time. Now Toulouse looking for the bonus point, and Nicolas Sanchez started it off. 3 tries already for the champions, looking for a 4th.
Sky Sports coverage of rugby union brought to you by Vitality Health and Life Insurance.
Jeff and his companion here are the same age and love long walks on the beach. For some sites, this is enough to make them a match. At eHarmony, however, with our 29 measures of compatibility, we partner people on their behaviours, values, characteristics, and, you know, the stuff that counts. So, when you step out on an eHarmony date, you know it'll give you butterflies, not the hump. eHarmony.co.uk. Join free today.
Sport. We all talk about it, but I get to live it. I get the VIPs from A to B. All right, Frank. Is this the closest you get to sport? No, that's Betway. Live streaming, live odds, bet in play. Because whatever you think you know, right now, anything could happen.
With a free bet worth up to £50, live sport, bet your way at betway.com.
And did those feet in ancient time.
Walk upon England's mountains green.
And was the Holy Lamb of God
On England's pleasant pastures seen.
And did the countenance divine
shine forth upon our clouded hills.
And was Jerusalem builded here from these dark satanic mills?
Bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of desire.
Bring me my spear of battle.
Bring me my chariot of fire.
I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword slip in my hand.
Till we have built Jerusalem!
In England's green and pleasant land.
There's only one England.
Discover yours at visitengland.com.
When it comes to their new current account, there are some things TSB just wouldn't do, like tempt you in with a great teaser rate and then take it away after a year. Or make it harder to get that rate by asking you to pay in more than £500 a month. And they certainly wouldn't keep their best deals just for new customers. What they would do, however, is give you 5% interest on balances up to £2,000, without all that funny stuff.
It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off.
Garen, what can you tell us?
Transfer deadline day is like no other day.
Deal's been done just right up until the last moment. This will go right down to the wire. We hear tonight they have an extension. He has signed. We have a signing, I think.
Could well be a late night then.
Sky Sports, your home of sport. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
Sky Sports coverage of rugby union brought to you by Vitality Health and Life Insurance.
It was a frightening start from Toulon. Remember, a victory with 4 tries at least guarantees them the pool and a place in the quarters. They scored the first within a matter of minutes through Nicolas Sanchez, the fly half. It really was classic Toulon, a combination of power, pace, subtlety, speed, keeping the defenders guessing. But Ulster, although they're out of the competition effectively, do not give up, and Paddy Jackson was having an outstanding first half until cruelly struck down by injury, finishing that try off nicely. Mike McComish found himself at the bottom of this driving line-out maul. After a little look from the television match official, they went upstairs. But as the injuries mounted for the visitors, so too did the tries, legal or otherwise. That one finished off by Brian Habana. A hint of a forward pass. Nothing wrong with this one, though. Try and stop him on the roll. Matthew Bastereau. They are 3 tries to the good. They need 1 more. At the moment, of course, they're at the top of Pool 3, leading the way from Leicester with 4 points. But as mentioned, another try and the bonus point, assuming they go on to win, they will be the first guaranteed qualifiers into the knockout stages of the new European Champions Cup. So 27-10 at the moment. A look at the top 8 And Toulon find themselves at the top of this table as well, courtesy of a superior points differential over Saracens. But this is a work in progress. This will continue to move, of course, this top 8. Toulouse, Northampton round out the top 4. The dotted line signals, of course, the leading pool winners at this stage, and then the best runners up from that point on. Well, powerful stuff from Toulon. Not at their best, perhaps, not always at their best, but sometimes just truly magical.
I think they just think there's an inevitability about the result here, and as well as Ulster have competed in this first half and really added to what's been an excellent first half, an enjoyable first half. It's just in their sort of brief but spectacular association with this competition, they've won twice, they've only competed for 3 years. They think they're going to win this game regardless. Yeah. And whatever else they're going to throw them, they're going to come back and score. You know, they really are physical. They're winning the collisions. And Sanchez, at outer half, has been outstanding. He's taken his form from the Rugby Championship forward into the European comp for Toulon. He's been really impressive.
Yeah, all those elements you mentioned, including Nicolas Sanchez, involved in a pretty complete first try there. Alan?
Yeah, they're all-round game. I think I'm just going to show you the Sanchez try. And it's fantastic play. Jan said it, Sanchez was fantastic, and it comes with a little dink here, and it sums up everything about Toulon, the pace they can play it, their offloading game here from Mitchell to Castro Giovanni, and just the way they can come on, the waves that they come on with the ball. I'm just going to show you this line here that Juan Smith runs with great pace, great carry over the gain line, and Ulster scrambling at this stage. You know, the ruck is a little bit slow till his board gets it, and Mermaz, the first receiver, just going to play this on a little bit. Ulster down numbers, but they, you know, same problem again, a bit disconnected. I want Ludic here, the way he steps in and gives Sanchez a clear line through. Yeah. It's a defensive mistake, but great execution from Toulon. Great power, pace, offloading, and it sums up Toulon. This is what they can bring. I suppose sometimes they haven't been at their best, but it's been because of their mentality a little bit. But as Jan said, if they want to kick on and win this, that you feel they can. Yeah, there's a simplicity about their game, but of course they aren't complete, and occasionally they are guilty of taking their foot off the pedal. Paddy Jackson, before sustaining an injury, orchestrated quite a fight back, Shane.
Yeah, he was very impressive. It's a real shame he's gone off for Ireland and also for Ulster. He looked a threat the entire game, but what we have learned about this Toulon side, you can't just defend against them the whole time. You have to go after them, and at periods in that first half, Ulster did. And if we have a look at it here, we'll have a look at it here, and we'll play it on. If I stop it there, we look, Paddy Jackson, he's already, just before this, he'd been involved in a move with PNR. He gets up again, he's ready to go. We have a look at him here. The problem here is the scramble defence for Toulon. It's too much separation between them, and they're really corner flying. A lot of teams had moved that ball wide. Instead of doing that, we just rolled on. Paddy Jackson does something very smart, along with Cave and Payne here, who run great lines. They realise there's a scramble defence, so yes, I got to go underneath it. Payne runs a great line, holding the defence here. Play it out. Soft in there, huge yardage, and a quick recycle. If we look, McComish does really well here. Sanchez takes a shooter. Who's on the end looking for a ball? Again, it's Jackson. That's 3 times he's touched the ball over a couple of series of play. Great from a 10. A real shame he's gone. Ulster are going to find it hugely difficult without him for the rest of the second half.
Yeah, they got within just a few points, didn't they? But it seems that the injuries really are taking their toll. I mean, Ulster have taken aside. Some of it, of course, is enforced, but by decision as well. Some of the big guns not there.
Yeah, there's no Tommy Bowe involved. They've now got a scrum half on the wing, and you'd think that Toulon will try and pressurise that defensive line. You have to match them physically. Toulon, you'll only get in the front foot, and you can be chasing shadows all afternoon.
Yeah, simple enough task for Toulon at this point in time. They know they need the win, and they're almost there on that front. They need a 4th try as well. They've got 3 of them already. One of them scored by that maestro, Brian Habana. Question marks perhaps over one of the passes, both of the passes perhaps. The inside ball definitely, but a score like this doesn't need a second invitation, and his side lead comfortably at the break.
Sky Sports coverage of rugby union brought to you by Vitality Health and Life Insurance.
We could tell you how amazing it was, but it wouldn't be your amazing.
The Kawoni sale has arrived. Find your amazing at kawoni.co.uk.
Atoll protected.
Soul music. Always the music that was in my heart. And then got married, children. I never really got out dancing on a Saturday night. And then rediscovered my youth. Stepped back in time, as it were. You've got to keep yourself in trim. Healthy lifestyle, eating, everything's a balance. Really, really good, positive, healthy stuff, mind and body.
Sport. We all talk about it, but I get to live it. I get the VIPs from A to B.
All right, Frank.
Is this the closest you get to sport? No, that's Betway. Live streaming, live odds, bet in play. Because whatever you think you know, right now, anything could happen.
With a free bet worth up to £50, live sport, bet your way at betway.com.
When it comes to their new current account, there are some things TSB just wouldn't do, like tempt you in with a great teaser rate and then take it away after a year. Or make it harder to get that rate by asking you to pay in more than £500 a month. And they certainly wouldn't keep their best deals just for new customers. What they would do, however, is give you 5% interest on balances up to £2,000, without all that funny stuff.
Family photo. Everyone ready?
Get your teaser on.
Not a family photo without an anti-president. Is it gonna go off now? Everyone ready?
The new series of Stella, coming soon to Sky One HD.
WWE Royal Rumble live next Sunday night, 1 a.m. Sky Sports HD box office. To order Sky customers, press the green button now or see channel 743 for further details.
Sky Sports coverage of rugby union brought to you by Vitality Health and Life Insurance.
Well, it's been a chilly Saturday in Dublin, enough for the covers here at the RDS at least, but they're off now and all is in readiness for Leinster's push to the playoffs. A bonus point, very much their focus for the visitor cast. While in Sale at the same time this evening, it is Clermont after the results. Sky Sports 2 via the interactive service. Hit your red button a whole lot further south. And conditions not altogether different. A little windier, a little warmer, one suspects, in the breeze on the Côte d'Azur. And it is 3 tries to 2 that Toulon leads Ulster, but a comfortable lead on the scoreboard as well with the goal kicking of Lee Halfpenny. Injuries really an issue for the visitors at this stage, and we look to see what they do with that almighty squad that they boast, Toulon. 27-10 for now as we hand you back over at the Felix Mayol to Dowie and Johnny.
Yeah, there's some squad, isn't it? As you say, Jimmy. Looks like Guillaume Girardo has gone off at half-time, so Jean-Charles Aurioli will play at hooker. And I just wonder what the words would have been at half-time. It seemed like for a large chunk of that first 40 minutes now, when Ulster came right back into the game and scored those 2 tries, that Toulon had gone to sleep, but they soon woke up towards the back end of that first half.
Well, I think they'd actually won the game before they'd gone out there, thinking of, you know, Ulster came into this with horrendous injuries and they were resting key line, sort of front-line forwards, that it would just happen. They're all smiles, the 2 backs are forward, so it's all quite nicey out there. But again, there was a reaction from Ulster. They scored 2 tries, but as we know, the class comes through. Cream will always sort of rise to the top, and that's just what Toulon have got. They've got oodles of experience, oodles of talent out there. They're 3 tries up. They just need another one for bonus, and they're off to Parker Scarlets next week.
3 tries already started. Michael Sanchez, the guys are saying at half-time, a wonderful first 40 minutes, and Ulster just having to try and patch together a team already. They've lost Paddy Jackson. A worry for them, a worry for Ireland with the Six Nations just around the corner. Ian Humphreys is now in the fly half slot, and he gets this second half underway. Ludic also off the winger. Paul Marshall on the wing. Jared Payne is still at fullback. David Smith, Mikuadzi, Gogodzi. Incredible array of talent on that bench, just warming up for Toulon, should they be needed. Some talent on the Ulster bench as well, isn't there, with the likes of Declan Fitzpatrick, Lewis Stevenson, Robbie Diak. Some cavalry, we got the feeling they didn't particularly want to use them. No love lost between Ulster and Leicester over the last couple of seasons. The European competition as Olding goes through. Again, it's that offload, doesn't quite come off for the men in white. Toulon Sport trying to drive him back over his own try line. Penalty to the home team.
And attacking wise, Sanchez is a handful, but defensively he can be a frailty. He jumped out that line initially for the Jackson try in the first half, and he's just got basically run through by Stuart Olding. It's a good take from Wilson initially. The ball comes out. Pinard does well, giving it to Olding.
You can't have two receivers. You clearly
had
two receivers.
Armitage doing well just to snag him down, but you can just see here, Olding really just straight through Sanchez, and that's the problem. You've got to have the whole court game. You've got to have your defence as good as your offence, and if a side finds a weakness, they'll keep running at you all afternoon.
Just getting an injury update. Both Louis Ludic and Paddy Jackson have gone to hospital. Suspected dislocated elbow for Paddy Jackson, and pop ribs for Louis Ludic. Just those are the guesses medically at the moment. They've both been whizzed off the hospital. Stuart Olding now down as well, and it's an incredibly long list of injuries that also have had to contend with this season, and that list just getting longer by the minute, Dowie.
Yeah, but I think Olding will be fine.
Hear what you're saying about the numbers.
Ali Williams having a word.
You're not very quick either.
Jack Delmas.
So if we want a quick list just on both sides, I've spoken to them and asked them to get the numbers quicker.
But it is part and parcel of a physical game. You can see Armitage doing very, very well. Basically getting Sanchez out of jail. It's a good break straight through the 10, and that's what you want a 7 doing. Just covering right in behind. I'm not going there, so don't look at me like that. There is not enough exceptional circumstances for Armitage to be anywhere near the England side at the moment.
Not the fact that he's exceptional.
Or European Player of the Year, or whatever. Great tackle from him. Again, Toulon looking for that bonus point, the 4th try. I think Saurioli is on. He's not a bad person to bring on. He likes to carry the ball, and his darts are pretty good as well.
Good first start, wasn't it? And it's Armitage into Bastero. Scored a try in that first half and showing that physicality. Sanchez, lightning quick hands from him. Halfpenny goes down the tram line. Met by Ruan Pinar, who, as you said in that first half, Dowie, has covered virtually every blade of grass here at the Mail this afternoon.
Well, he's had to really. He's had to be the sweeper at the back. The number 8 can do that. But again, it's so interesting to see when Toulon take the ball up, whether it be Bastero or Armitage initially to start the movement going there. It's left or right. The calling's going. Sanchez again just sees it so quickly when he's got going forward, and he's got people asking questions of defences, popping the ball left and right, and that's how dangerous these guys are. They never want to die with the ball.
Only Toulouse and Flo Moore in this competition. Rob Herring comes round. The Toulon players don't like it. A referee does. Here come Toulon with that power play. If they can get the ball out there, Ulster again have turned it over. Humphreys is screaming after this, as is Toulon Sport. Halfpenny's back there as well, having to do some dirty work now. These Toulon superstars. Rioli is in at scrum half. It's a neat pass to Drew Mitchell. Mitchell puts them all onside. Jared Payne. It was a cross field. Never really looked like passing.
Ball is there.
Well, he had no other option because all the forwards, most of the players now on the left-hand side, so he couldn't really. It would be a kick to nothing, but he had no one really to pass to on the right.
And the Merva, Herring. He's got Marshall outside him. Marshall, scrum half by trade, having to fill in on the wing.
Advantage.
Filled in very well there though, and Ulster have the advantage, and that's the Toulon 22. And here comes Jared Payne again, and here's Cave. And so he boots it out, and we will come back
11 and 16.
for the advantage the Leighton Hodges has played.
Great play from Ross. The tight end, and we can see this, the end of the movement, and that's lovely from the hook. Watch Herring now, back inside to Marshall again. Scrum half playing on the wing, but he can jink. Absolutely does Sanchez. And then just looking for a little bit of support. Good play. We've seen Toulon offload quite a bit this afternoon. But Ulster like to do it as well.
And
they're in a position, they've turned down the 3 obviously because they need more than that.
Number 12.
They'll just walk to that, make sure. And we've got another sub coming on.
12.
Another scrum half. We've got 3 out there now.
Yeah, 3 scrum
Well
halves.
done.
Mike Heaney is the man who's come on. Stuart Olding's got off. He is an important part of the Ulster machine. Stuart Olding.
So, goodness knows, does Heaney go to 15? Jared Payne standing in an outside centre at the moment. Well, no, we'll find out in a bit. Firstly, the forwards want to go, and that's the good set.
Scored. Comish try from it, didn't they? Peanut. Plenty of runners for him. Smith and Armitage try and turn that ball over. Jared Payne. Bastereau held it up really well. He is a big physical man and he used every ounce of that strength then, Matteo Bastereau, to hold up Jared Payne from scoring a 3rd Ulster try.
Well, I think Payne made the right decision there. You can see Bastereau just secondly on the tackle. Was it Mars first? Yeah, they're combining very, very well defensively. They do it in attack pretty well, but defensively they're good. Wilson, as ever, just driving him over, hopefully trying to roll over, a bit like Bastereau scored that 3rd try for Toulon. It isn't to be now, but it's the likes of Warwick, Herring, Ross, O'Connor, Van der Merwe. Now they need to put a good bit of weight into this scrum, because options all over the place, especially with the nous of Pienaar.
Only lost 1 of their last 11 Championship Cup ties. That was against Leicester in round 3, Toulon. Never been beaten here in their home venues. That's 12 from 12 here at the Vale. 1 in Marseille, 1 in Nice. Armitage turns it over and then gives it straight back to Ulster. Jared Payne, it's come off an Ulster. No, a Toulon hat.
By white.
Gurado. This afternoon is over.
It's a knock on into
Clive
touch
Ross
by red.
as well. You can see that Warwick does initially a good job with Herring and Ross, and the power comes on. Armitage is they just can't hold the ball. The call comes. You can see him swimming up the side and just getting in the way of that pass. Wilson can't get that there, but Clive Ross does a good job there of shoveling up some rubbish. Payne gets the ball back, unfortunately can't get the ball again into Marshall, who's playing on that right wing.
Ulster still with possession. Van der Merwe. Nigel Wilson. Had that stint to Northampton, didn't he? All coming back. To the Ospreys tomorrow, Northampton. That pool 5. 15 match points themselves. Northampton. Toulon with a penalty.
It's a turnover by red and then white has killed the ball. A turnover by red and then white is killed.
Just trying to create something. And Comish just getting the ball. It's a turnover initially by red, and I think it's probably Armitage somewhere underneath there, and then it was killed by white. So unfortunately the last 2 set pieces, one a scrum and one a line out, not going as good as it possibly could for Ulster. They scrambled that one away from the line out. Somebody's in there. Doesn't matter again, like I said, the penalty's given, they move up the field, the 10 metre.
We spoke at the beginning of this game, Dowie, about Toulon and the dominance of this competition in the last couple of years. Of course, this is only their fourth time they've been in a top-level European competition, and how it may be damaging to Ulster, but Ulster continue to play that they've been playing this first 49 minutes. They'll come away from this game with real heart, these youngsters. It's a great experience for most of them, the first experience here at the Stade Felix Mayol against all these superstars. It turn into a real positive for them and spur them on for the rest of the campaign.
I think Silas Board is lucky that the referee had his back to it, because that just basically was a knock on. Did he actually touch the ref? He wants to put the accelerator, and he does. I'll take it back slightly. But if you're going to take it, make sure you take it in the right area. And now you said pedal to the metal. They want to flick a switch at Toulon. They want to go into the corner, which is a pretty good kick. They've nearly got that 5 metre. They're about 7 metres out. Again, they've had a meeting. Suter's calling the shots out there. They know exactly where it's gone. Substitute hooker. Orioli's just marching to the try line. With the not quite to the try line, yet to the touch line.
Sorry, now you're going to say a great kick from Sanchez, who is having a really good afternoon. Top scorer in the Rugby Championship, Nicolas Sanchez. 30 caps at Argentina now. Round the front, Castro Giovanni!
Just need to check it.
Tom Whitford, the Toulon team manager, applauds. Bernard Laporte on his feet. Question is going to the television match official again. Try yes or no. They do like to play around the front of the line out. Toulon, we've seen it before. Smith, Castro Giovanni on his shoulder. Can Wilson do anything about it?
No.
No.
Well, I can tell you all at home, the papers have started to go up. They normally do. And the bonus point try is scored. It hasn't quite been given yet. It will be any second. And the Welsh referee, Leighton Hodges, I think they just want to see this. If only there was some fish and chips in those papers, which you'll be seeing any second now, I'm sure.
Looks like to me the point of the ball is on the white line.
The point of the ball's on the white line. It doesn't matter because that's deemed a try. The whistle has been blown. 4 points in the bag.
There is the bonus point, and there go the papers. They know they had to respond to Leicester's bonus point victory last night at home. We suspected they would probably do it. But there is the fourth try for Martin Castro Giovanni on his 73rd appearance in the Heineken Cup and Champions Cup. Hasn't scored too many tries. Halfpenny for the touchline. It doesn't make any difference at all.
Great movement of the ball. Again, keeping up defences thinking all the time. They're so powerful from the middle, from the back. This time they go round. Matt Smith going, do you really need to go for the television? Matt's official, Ali Williams applauding. It's all a big team effort here. They've got a big squad. They've also got big hearts, and they will enjoy that. Like I said, thoughts can now go to Parker Scarlett. Well, to Llanelli for next week. But they are through, am I right, Mr. Hammond? With my very, very bad...
Well, and it's still half an hour to go, isn't it?
Well, yes. Horses and bolted and all that razzmatazz, but if it was to stay this...
They have to win.
Yes, but if it was to stay this way...
They are through, indeed. Thank you. First team through. The reigning champs. There's still some rugby to be played here. And Ulster still giving it a go, aren't they? Payne, nice angle from Ian Humphries, just can't quite hold on to it. And it has been an issue for Ulster this afternoon, holding on to that ball, keeping control of it. Julius Board was interviewed by the host broadcaster just after half-time whistle went, and he was talking about control, and both sides have lacked control at times.
Well, Toulon in the first half, they've had, what, 60% possession in that first half, so that, again, it's just those little moments that can
ready? Yeah.
just change the outcome of a game. I don't think much is going to change in this game. They come under it. Ulster came into it sort of very big underdogs, but they fought hard and they fought well. And they've asked a few questions, and there's the Godzilla himself, Godgadzi, whether he'll be on. That's the sort of weapon they've got. They can just.
Second row down, okay.
It's like for like.
Second row is down.
You know, it doesn't weaken if they bring players on. It's almost like for like. So.
Sure.
Yeah, Robbie Diak is on. Declan Fitzpatrick as well.
Forward off white, scrum, red ball.
Both internationals. Robbie Diak playing against Georgia in the autumn internationals. He's got a few caps, isn't he? Brian Habana. 106 now, South Africa's most cap wing. And he's been talking about extending his contract here.
Why wouldn't you? You're in a winning side, you're winning European Cups, it's fantastic. But from an Ulster point of view now, they just got to keep going, keep the patterns going. They've got a big game next week against the Tigers, and then concentrate then onto the Pro 12. So they're just out of the playoff position in that league at the moment. But again, there's a lot of heart there. Youngsters had a great run out against one of the best sides, well, it is the best side in Europe. Back-to-back European champions, Toulon.
Crouch!
Down his third in the top 14 at the moment. 10 wins from the 16 rounds.
Set!
Big scrum from Toulon. Declan Fitzpatrick, his first involvement. Marceau to the sport. There's a gap there, wasn't there? And Sanchez took full advantage, saw it, and that's how Sanchez has been playing all afternoon. Heads up rugby, Julius Sport. One of those sort of kick passes, hoping he was going to find Brian Habana. Mike Allen is thumped to the ground by the World Cup winning winger.
Tackler was slow, red off.
From their own 22 down to the opposition 22, they may have conceded a try, but that is how Toulon could break away from their own half.
Tackler has to be quicker, on your feet red.
That's fair enough from Leighton Hodges. He had a word with Chris Marceau about 5 or 6 minutes ago about rolling away at the breakdown.
And this is Telis Ball with a break, really. You can see Momaz absolutely eating up the ground on his right-hand side. And he puts his arms out saying, well, why didn't you pass? He almost went for the...
Yes.
Well, it's a hard kick at the best of times, but when you're flat out, to kick to a winger into the corner is very difficult. You can see the pace of the man. You can see Momaz now coming up. There he goes. That's the pass. I think Diak would have had him. But good covering. Good covering from Ulster. They've done well. They've scavenged. You know, they've struggled to get back on times, but they've scrambled pretty well.
Fresia and for Choki. So Toulon on 18 match points as it stands in Pool 3. And Toulon got to win this game. 24 points to make up Ulster. They will be the first team qualified for the quarter-finals.
Tackler away!
Sure, I can see any way back for Ulster, but stranger things have happened. Julius Sport now sniffing as well. And also know they have to take it to Toulon. It's the only way to try and beat them.
They do, but if they're going to play the passing game from their own 22, they have to be a bit more precise. They've got some good kickers out. Pinar kicks, obviously Humphreys. You know, you don't want the score to go really sort of northwards too quickly. They're still in it, but they still keep to the patterns. That's all they have to do. And don't give silly penalties away, which unfortunately they have just done.
What will they do here?
They're off. Jouet, I think it's called.
To the Sport, Habana. There was space there. Up against Heaney, isn't he? A scrum half. There's 3 scrum halves on the field for Ulster. Such has been their injuries. Paddy Jackson, Ludic. Oh, to the Sport again. Good white wall for Ulster though. Mitchell flicks it up to Suter. At the moment, Toulon going backwards, but so much composure out there. That's what you get from over 500 caps in just your starting 15 alone. Bastera Corrects a driving ball virtually single-handedly. Toulouse Sport is there now. Sanchez. Suter always looks for the offload, doesn't he? Mermos, wonderful hands from him. Castro Giovanni. Halfpenny. Smith. Habana. Just on the inside tracking line, wasn't it? We've seen Brian Habana do that so many times in a green shirt and in a red shirt. Fessia, the birthday boy, 22 today. The latest man to take it into the guts of Ulster. Sanchez, there's Habana again. Looking for that offload, it's brilliant. Mitchell, here come the champions again. Simply brilliant from Toulon. So much class, so much rugby ability. They are a joy to watch at times.
Well, I think that says it all. They just bide the time, bide the time. There is enough class out there to, oh dear, to lift another trophy as far as I'm concerned. I picked them at the beginning of the season, and I'm not going to waver. There's a lot of rugby to be played. Other teams will have a say on this, but when they want to play, they play like no other. And it's Habana just comes on again. A combination of the wingers, Drew Mitchell just coming in, the big crash of Masoe, presentation of the ball. And this is after some very good play earlier on in that move. Armitage can just afford to hang their open side out on the wing. The interplay between Suter and Castrogiovanni down this left-hand side was sumptuous.
And a Habana offload to Mitchell. You just keep going on and on. Wonderful moments in that Stefan Armitage try. Wow. 39, this to go over the 40-point mark. Lee Halfpenny slips. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Again, it's good movement of the ball. Back inside, different angles. Again, the wingers combining the
9, 6 and 13.
The bullish run of Masoe.
9, 6
Mitchell's in to clear out, and then it's just a matter of, it's a numbers game, isn't it? And as
13.
Ulster have offloaded the bench,
13.
Toulon are doing the same, so he's giving everyone a go. People are having a rest. Tilas boards off. Juan Smith again at the heart of everything. That has been good.
For God's sake, Tilas Sport, he just stayed out, and Smith coming off Bastro. Really shout for him as well. Well, Godzi on, Rudy Wolf is on. It's Kanye as well at scrum half, 41 points to 10. Humphreys backwards for Ulster. Halfpenny faultless with the boot today. Faultless in clearing up those loose balls as well, where they've been along the ground.
No, he's straight.
Or high,
you took
up in the air. Oh, it's brilliant again. It's the front rowers this time. That was Fessia and Castrogiovanni. Now it's Orioli, and now it's Habana. Oh, what a score! What a score from the champions.
No obstruction, he's gone straight.
Good God's sake, he's only just come on the field. What brilliant rugby. You would be a brave man to bet against this lot, not lifting a third straight title.
Well, Jared Payne went up to the ref and said there's obstruction. It wasn't Jared. That was just my loss for words. It's just big forwards, just acting like half-backs, acting like centres. Orioli, I said he likes to carry the ball. He carries the ball brilliantly. Habana back inside. The subs have just come on, combining superbly well. And Godzilla goes in at the corner. One of the tries of the season so far, without a shadow of a doubt. And that boy can kick it with while he's falling on his backside as well, Lee Halfpenny. So I'll give him these 2 points.
Sensational rugby football from Toulon. Halfpenny. There's 2 more. Orioli with a dummy, lovely pass to Banner. It's a brilliant angle from him. As Candy's only just come on. Good God, he finishes off. But it was the interplay between the props Castrogiovanni and Florian Fresia.
But it's also the ability to be at flat in the line, almost like a 10. That's what Castrogiovanni did then, because he attracts players. It's not 2 or 3 yards back behind when you don't attract anybody at all. People have to go into the sort of tackle area. Ulster doing well then, just to hold it up, but it's just they're holding back the tide at the moment. Like I said, it was going to be a difficult afternoon. And if they didn't attack, and they've done their fair share of attacking, to be fair, I felt they'd be pushed back into the Mediterranean. It looks it looks very much like that at the moment, because they've just got something about them today. And like I said, on times in that first half, Toulon were not out of second gear, but there is so much quality, so much pace, so much power, that there's something to behold on times.
Coming up from 5:30 on Sky Sports 2, Leinster against Cast. Of course, from Pool 2 in there with Harlequins and Ross, and Sale against Clermont's on the red button if you prefer. Clermont's visit to the AJ Bell Stadium follows this game here, but you won't want to turn over right
There's
now.
a little small one coming on, and again, Miko Gadzi from Georgia.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say.
Bind! Set! No, we've come back down both sides.
48 points to 10.
Well, the bookies got it wrong, because they said they were 21 points
Don't let things get
favourites.
scrappy, okay? Don't pre-engage, and don't go before the set. Understand?
That is difficult. You've got to admit Ulster. I know everyone, sides do make excuses, but they've had horrendous injuries. And they've rested frontline players, but I've got to say, even with your top squad, it's a difficult place to come. Toulon. We've been down here many times, Johnny, haven't we? And seen that game against Glasgow, and Gregor, they fancied it. They really fancied it, and they got blown away in 40 minutes.
And a really good side, Glasgow. They're proving that
Absolutely.
again this season. Proved it last season in the Pro 12 final.
And they were frustrated with themselves because they are a better side than that showed 2 years ago. But unfortunately, they just even couldn't get into the game in the first 40 just to slow the ball up. That's if these guys have got it about them, and they have on times. I mean, especially the second half, first half in and out. But when they go, they don't want to let anyone down, and that's what I like about Toulon. And even with Hernandez coming, I said in the first half, sometimes he can go in and out of games, and mostly out of it rather than in. He's not allowed to. The crowd won't let him have it, for the players around it. That sort of inner squad that they have down here, that they've got to perform to the best ability. And as we know, everyone wants a piece. I mean, France, every time they go out, top 14, they want the Devils, isn't they? That's what they're called.
Suter. Guadzi on, and Callum Black is on as well for Ulster. Andrew Warwick, 23-year-old prop, would have enjoyed his afternoon. Pierre Mignoni speaking to Brian Habana. Pierre Mignoni just in the process of talking about a new contract. The coach doing something right, aren't they? There's so much rugby knowledge, so much rugby now, Stowe. It's almost subconscious the way that they play the game. They know there's going to be someone there because that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. And also doing the right thing at the moment, holding up all the big fellas in there.
Entry White.
But it's gone against Ulster initially. And this will be plopped into the corner.
Don't plop anything down when you're wearing those snazzy boots.
That's a plop into the corner, all right?
What's the entry, okay, on that side?
And also just trying anything now,
There's a
aren't
host
they,
of
to
white
try
players
and
who've just come right
repel
round.
this wave after wave of red attack.
But you mentioned Warwick before, they had a pretty good afternoon.
Time off,
They've been under the cosh, they would have been under the cosh. The Ballymena club can be very proud of him. He's done a good job, and they've all done a good job. You learn from the experiences, and most times you learn when you've had a little bit of a drubbing and a bit of a kicking. It's part and parcel of rugby, it's part and parcel of growing up, part and parcel of life.
They won't forget today, will they? Great experience for Toulon. Driving towards that line again, driving towards a home quarter final. Stefan Armitage. Nothing was going to stop that driving ball. Every facet of the Toulon game well-oiled and functioning supremely here this afternoon.
Well, Stefan likes to smile at the best of times. He's got a big grin on his face there, but he can thank the big red bus that's in front of him. Ulster guys forwards just splintering all over the place. Just power upon power, and like I said, it's like for like coming on. Gadzi comes on, and it's, you know, there isn't a weakness. Doesn't look very happy, does he? Oh dear.
8 from 8 for Halfpenny. Getting back into that form as some injuries troubling him. Some regular game time. Such exalted company have to perform your role, and one of his main roles is kicking those goals. Another training ground move, isn't it?
Well, we've seen him go around the front and score with Castro Giovanni. We've seen him go through the middle. We've seen him go wide. You know, they can do whatever they want. It's a good set piece. And you put that on with incredible amount of try. How many is that now? 2, 3, 7. Thanks, mate. And you know, with Halfpenny's kicking, there's some side. Well, we knew there was some side anyway.
Stay.
Watch out.
Here we go. Halfpenny. Do like to break.
They've actually gone the wrong way. There's massive holes now on that right-hand side.
Orioli. The second fly off, isn't it? Jean-Charles Orioli. Marceau. Rudy Wolf, and now Mermoz. Up to that 22 again. Sanchez.
Advantage White.
Can't hold on to the ball this time. And also
advantage over.
Breathe a sigh of relief. They would have wanted this one slightly near the touchline, because Habana says, well, we'll just play on. And Mitchell, the party pooper, kicks it.
I don't think Habana fancied going 70 metres, actually. He gave it to the other wing and said, right, your decision. But Heaney did the right thing initially by kicking that ball down there.
Peanut showed what a quality player he is, Ruben Peanut. On the back foot for majority of the afternoon, but he's been everywhere. There's Marshall and Humphreys. That's a lovely line from Cave. McComish. It's Candy. Great pickup from Alan O'Connor. Peanut goes left. Humphrey stabs it through. Oh, it's a really nice score from Ulster.
What?
Jared Payne.
Wait, time off.
But the officials want to check it. Assistant referee came in.
Simo, can you hear me? Could you just make sure that the white player wasn't in front of the kick, please?
I think you can all hear that. He's looking for the offside. It's ironic because Payne had asked initially for a try to be looked at from Ulster. McCormash has been good today. You mentioned O'Connell backing up. They haven't given up. Ulster, they've just been outgunned with all their injuries as well. Peanut going from right to left. I think that's
from there.
No, you're not going to see it from that angle. I think from my viewpoint, yeah, Jared Payne was from behind. He's an experienced player. He wouldn't have pushed himself forward otherwise. It's a lovely little dink. You're not going to see it from this angle either. Our host broadcaster's not giving the TMO much. Many good pitches at the moment, but it's good play, good offload play. You can see Pino, they're calling for it right. As we look at it, he goes left, right on the field. They deserve that, and it was very nice. The Toulon crowd applauding when Payne scored that. They do appreciate good rugby. Mostly, obviously, they prefer it when they're scoring tries, but they've played a part in this atmosphere, which has been superb this afternoon or early evening now, coming into. This is it. As Humphreys kicks it, he's fine. He's absolutely fine, because I said about Jared Payne's experience. He holds back and he stops moving. Okay. That's clear and obviously a try, a correct decision.
Well, Ulster already lined up.
But it is because Payne,
When
like I
I'm
said,
watching the screen, mate, I can't talk to you, yeah?
he's basically just said, right, okay, kick it through. There's an overlap, so I don't have to be forcing myself to get ahead of you. I'll just stay there and you put it on the plate and I'll pop it down. And that's what he did.
You know, everything in your body, every fibre is telling you to run after the ball. He's done well, Jared Payne, who's had started the afternoon back at fullback, couldn't he? Many argue that's his best position. Played at 13 with Robbie Henshaw for Ireland in the autumn series. Ruben Pienaar to get the first kick at post this afternoon for Ulster. Still can't trouble the uprights. Lee Halfpenny, on the other hand, hasn't missed a thing.
One more try and then Ulster away with a bonus point. For scoring 4 tries, good play from the forwards. A lovely dink with the left foot from Humphreys and a good grounding and a correct grounding, a correct decision and a good try from Payne. And for what's it worth, I think he's a better 15 than 13 personally. I think he's an outstanding 15. He orchestrates things very, very well.
Taken in.
And this is where Ulster going to... Sorry, Johnny, but this is where Ulster going to be a bit careful as well. Because Toulon will just be ready to pounce and ready to turn over. And you just watch Armitage out there.
David Smith now on the field, wearing 21. He's going to link with Halfpenny. Is he here? Yep. Oh. And explodes. So often does. Not liked by the crowd. It was round the neck, and now Leighton Hodges, who has quietly gone about his excellent business again this afternoon. The referee communicates superbly, always does. Momos. Well, God see it. Sanchez has gone off, and he's provided real fulcrum, isn't he? Nicolas Sanchez this afternoon.
Time off for a second.
Who's playing 10 now? Castro.
Time is off.
Orioli.
Good Gadzi.
Captain.
The ref wants a word. I think there's a bit of chat going on.
It's nothing more than just a high tackle, okay? It's not a feature of the game, but just don't let it creep in now, okay?
Yeah, Darren Cave just been spoken to again. It's sensible refereeing. They wanted to creep into the game now in the 71st minute.
High tackle.
It hasn't been, you know, it's been a good game. Ulster have been outgunned, but it's been fair, it's been hard, it's been physical, but it hasn't been dirty at all. That's Halfpenny's worst kick of the night, and that was a kick to touch.
2.
And there's Smith with his sevens expertise just being held up. Again, he'll be frustrated. He wants as much game time as he possibly can. Just another one of those guys in his 4th season enjoying it out here. Rudy Wilf as well. That's getting in his 5th season. They just love it over here. And the crowd going with the Mexican wave. Why not?
You're talking about physicality. No, it's that physicality that first half. They won every physical battle going, didn't they, Toulon? That first 40 minutes. And it showed in this second half. Marshall, his pass blocked.
Okay.
Stevenson from a Harlequin. Interesting tussle against Wasps, haven't they?
Advantage over
tonight.
That will be a good game.
Jared Payne.
Talking to Buster White, who's the sighting commissioner.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, the irony. I know. Gamekeepers, poachers and all that. A bit like Wade Dooley. But Mr. Peter Winterbottom's flying out. He's got some clients over here, apparently. I said, yeah, fine. But they're trying to find a place to go and watch it. It will be, I think, riveting viewing.
Here come Ulster again. And they refuse to give up, don't they, Ulster? Such a proud province. Proud history, of course. Heineken Cup champions in 1999.
Good ball.
It was a lovely ball, wasn't it? Heaney. Put on his backside by Mitchell. McComish. It's big man, he hardly gets a chance.
He's done well. He's done well today. Living off scraps. He's carried well. Scored a try.
Roll away,
he can hold his head up.
White out.
But they've turned it over Toulon here. I think it was Stefan Armitage. For God's sake. Dreadful knee injury. Here's Marceau. No mistake. Fifanoa with the turnover. Armitage is involved in that ruck. Oh, God's it.
Goodness
Takes
gracious.
3 ultimate to stop him, let alone tackle him.
No, he's away from the ball.
Marsoe getting that offloading ability, and there's Castro Giovanni again, always trying to look for that offload, and eventually he gets it away. Halfpenny, ball back behind, it's Mermoz now. O'Connor, Scandi, Halfpenny again.
Brilliant.
Blink of an eye, Halfpenny has dropped that onto his foot, sliced it through the defensive line of Ulster, and put them right back in their own 22 again.
Just a wee bit too hard, wasn't it? I thought it was going to stand up brilliant for Mitchell, but Ulster, as ever, not giving up. They're coming back, they're fighting till the end.
Pina, who took the quick line out. Kovic. Pina again. Cave, that's Humphreys. Heaney. That's Marshall. There's 2 of the scrum halves. Payne trying to do it all by himself. Into Cave. Halfpenny just held off Payne brilliantly. Lee Halfpenny.
Got it backwards.
Mermoz.
Backwards.
He's now turned it
Straight
over.
out.
Brian Habana.
He was 9, he's
kicks
ripped
it
them back.
straight
No
out.
issue.
Rory Diak doesn't like the decision. Nigel Brady, former hooker, looks on for Ulster.
Very intelligent player, isn't he, Payne?
Time
He
off.
does exactly the right thing. He knows he's going to be caught in touch. Referee allows that. Just drops it there, goes back inside a banner and retrieves the ball.
Super.
Okay.
Fullback play from Lee Halfpenny. It's Jared Payne. Payne may well have been away. It was a 2-on-1, but Halfpenny covered both. Brian Habana
Time back
trying
on.
to claim that it came off an Ulster hand. This is the tackle earlier.
Can react.
Mitchell on Michael Heaney.
Stay 7, 7, 7.
Payne, a scrappy line-out ball. Clears up well in the end. Mitchell has slipped. So Ulster progressed towards that Toulon 22.
Stay out, stay out, stay out. No, stay out.
Halfpenny slips on that far side, which allows them to get just behind, but again, they can't.
Side.
And they've gone quickly here, Marshall and Cave. This would be a bonus point here, wouldn't it, if they score
Yep.
again? Payne. Diak. Can't hold on to it.
Not 10.
Tries to throw it out the back door on his right hand. He can get control of the ball, but they're not 10, so that quick tap. You see Nicolas Sanchez on the match.
First defence 7,
done
entry. Second
Careful.
offence, not 10.
Get along, C's, you got a bit to play yet. Is he sulking in that he didn't get it? He didn't have a particularly good game. Bastro, apart from that rolling try, but Sanchez, brilliant going forward, don't get me wrong. There is some question marks about his defence.
No, you come right on and swing your leg.
And I think it's party time on the bench.
It's that man next to it. Joanne Smith, isn't it? And Stefan Armitage, who on a couple of occasions today have got their fly half out of Joe with some covering tackles, but controlling things going forward, lightning quick hands at times, some brilliant heads-up rugby.
But you think about it, going into the top 14 and this competition is Michel out, well he is, Hernandez obviously in the top 14, he's eligible. Who am I missing out? Gitto, that little genie. But this is good from Ulster. They could get a 4 try and a point, and they deserve it. Get down. Well done.
There's a bonus point for Ulster for scoring a 4th try. And we feared for them, didn't they, coming here, because they will admit not the strongest team. Resting some frontline players. McComish again with the try, his 2nd of the afternoon. We feared for them, but they could go away from the Mayor with their heads held high, Ulster. Outclassed, certainly. But their pride well and truly intact.
They've never given up, and that's what you want from a coaching perspective, from a supporter's perspective. I mean, going around the front, we're going to get beaten down. I thought, yes, you will get beaten, but it's the manner you get beaten in. And the scoreline, if people haven't seen this game, think it's an absolute whopping. Well, yes, there's a lot of tries too, but with the injuries that they've had again today, with the personnel they rested. I think it's been pretty good to carry this on. Obviously, Tigers at home next week, and then the Pro 12. McComish getting his second try. And like I said, they can all have a couple of pints tonight and enjoy that, because they've been on the end of a little bit of a beating from an incredibly talented, experienced and fantastic Toulon side.
And there have been some wonder scores in there. A little burst of tries.
No, he's a tackler.
Godzian, Armitage. Armitage got 2 in this second half, isn't he?
It's a more.
That's brilliant from David Smith there, because if you're the tackling play, you can get up and go on the wrong side and compete for the ball. It's exactly what he did. Ulster appealed for it. Referee said no, he's on the right side.
Pulling in
It's
by
a
White.
massive scrap, Momos on the floor for that ball. It's Candy, they know it's on out White. Godzi with the offload, Stefan Armitage, it's hat-trick time! Second half hat-trick for Stefan Armitage.
Pulling in by White.
Rounded off very nicely, thank you very much. The champions, well and truly, in the quarterfinals now. 1 round still to go.
There's just one slight problem. There's no papers, more papers to throw up in the air. Smith doing well on 2 occasions there. One for the initial turnover. The ball goes over. Gogadzi just buys the time, and it could have been the ball back outside. He didn't want it. With his power and strength, he gets a hat-trick. It's a team effort. He's been on the end of a few. He's done his job. Smiles all round. They will go on to bigger and better things, Toulon, but they are some side. Sorry to go on about it, but again, they've won me over. You can either love or loathe them, but I tell you what, you've got to admire them. They have a brutish beauty, as I said before, and they've shown it this afternoon.
Jacques Delmas screaming something onto the field. Penny has missed.
No, he hit the post. Come on.
He's human.
He was actually aiming for that right, because I just saw someone come over. I bet you 50p. You can't hit that right post.
That's €0.5, Darry.
Okay.
Penny's first miss of the afternoon. 60 points to 22. Yes, there's an air of inevitability about this result. Wondering whether Toulon could get the bonus point. Nobody's ever come here and won. Orioli once more. Chased down by Ruben Pienaar. Fixed it inside, but it's gone full. What pace on the hooker, though. Pienaar had to put on the afterburners, didn't it? But that is it. 8 tries to Toulon. The champions already into the quarterfinals, with a round still to go in the pool stages. Another step closer to an unprecedented 3rd consecutive title, and you would be very, very brave to bet against them doing it. Toulon, the first side through to this season's quarterfinals. No surprise there. They've beaten Ulster 60 points to 20.
Nicolas.
Well, they needed 4 tries on the evening, along with the victory, of course. They got 8, and the victory was a resounding one. And with it, you can lock Toulon in as your first guaranteed quarter-finalists. Their final position in the final 8, of course, to be decided, but they will go through. They cannot be caught at the top of Pool 3. And the defending champions in a new look Europe take us towards the final 8, 60 points to 22. And of course, this will continue to shape up over the course of this evening, tomorrow and next week as well. For now, though, rightly so, the capital Q next to Toulon in first position on 18 points after their 5 completed rounds. Saracens are up there as well, just 1 behind, and then to Toulouse, Northampton and Quins. The best runners up at the moment, Clermont, Racing Metro and Leinster. Speaking of, to the home of the former champions we go next. Leinster back at the RDS. Their path to the playoffs not quite as clear-cut as Toulon's, but victory against Castres will put them where they want to be heading into round 6. And of course you can follow the fortunes of Sale and Clermont-Auvergne as well. Same time kickoff, Sky Sports 2 behind the red button. But on an evening of highlights on the Med, this is just one, the first try of 3 to Stefan Armitage.
So Sanchez, there's the banner again. Looking for that offload, it's brilliant. Mitchell, here come the champions again. Simply brilliant from Toulon. So much class, so much rugby ability. They are a joy to watch at times.
Yeah, they certainly are, and we've made our way outside to pitch side here at the RDS. The smiles kind of tell the story. They're a fun team to watch. Great team to play for, I imagine.
Oh, if you're a rugby player anywhere in Europe and that phone rings and it's Toulon calling,
that's what we were saying.
It must be so difficult to turn it down. They're just like the Real Madrid. They're like the Barcelona at the moment. They've a phenomenal group of players. They've a phenomenally powerful set of forwards, but they're a set of forwards with incredible subtlety as well. We saw the touches from Castro Giovanni. We for that phenomenal try, Burger Godze, one of the best tries we've seen in Europe, possibly ever. Just subtlety, bludgeon, and the rapier as well. A very well balanced team. Still some signs there that if you attack them, they are vulnerable, but you know, at this stage, they look like favourites for the competition.
Yeah, and understandably so, defending champions. Right now, what we also know as well, Munster are out, Ulster are out, and the Irish challenge, that was always such a pincer for Europe, seems to be fading a touch, perhaps with the exception of the team behind us.
Yeah, I think it's January 17th, round 5, and as you say, Ulster and Munster out, and it's not good enough from an Irish point of view. It's hugely disappointing. I think both, you know, rugby in Ireland has been built on the European Cup, the old Heineken Cup, and it's a huge disappointment, and they haven't been good enough. That's the reality of they have not been good enough. There's no bad luck story here. They just haven't been good enough, and there's a lot of questions to be answered in both organisations. I think now to restructure, it's hugely disappointing to be out of Europe at this stage of the season. They have the Pro 12 to focus on, but it's still a big disappointment. Shane will tell you as a player as well.
Yeah, the issues though weren't this weekend, I don't think.
Yeah, they've been throughout the pool stages.
They've been very poorly this weekend. It was a weak Ulster side, but the real trouble was early on, those home losses.
Yeah, all right, the Irish hopes then.